kind of let yourself push up into the ab wall towards your spine. You should be able to feel that energy take off. And just trusting that you have that turn on activation site, right? That's going to turn on the hip flexor. So the benefit of having a partner is that you have somebody who can test it and show you how strong it feels. But once you kind of go through it a couple times and you understand how this works, you can trust it for yourself and do a self-wake up daily, right? So do this every single practice, every single game or training session in the gym, okay? It's very helpful to make sure that we got a good, strong signal going on. On the other side of things, right, we want to check out the glute function because that is a big producer of the power behind the swing or behind a throw or a sprint. Right? We need a strong, explosive hip extension pattern. And the glutes are the most important muscle in that facet of performance and athleticism. So what I'm going to have Mackenzie do is turn her over on her stomach. And we're going to demonstrate how you test it. Okay? And so the test here is taking one of the legs and you're going to ask them to flex at the knee. So the heel is up right over the knee, the toe is kind of flat. And she's going to think about using her glute to squeeze and try to lift her thigh up off the floor or off the table. So she's going to go ahead and go into that hip extension. And then what I want to do is basically support on the lower back. And I'm going to have the hand right on the end of the hamstring here and try to push down and see if I can beat her strength of that glute. What you'll see oftentimes is they'll probably raise one of the shoulders or one of the arms up to produce extra bracing, right? That's okay, that's another topic we'll talk about with cheating, but the ultimate test of the glute, can it hold up, right, under your little bit of pressure? Now, I'm not trying to crush it down to the floor, just a little bit more pressure than, you think is a couple fingers push, right? Should just give you a good signal and a good assessment of how the glute is or is not firing. So in this case, it wasn't firing all that great. It had an initial signal, but it didn't take a whole lot of force to push down on it. All right, so you can do more than one test if you want to verify and just check. Sometimes I feel like we have a fluke, so I'll let Mackenzie go ahead and set up again. 3, 2, 1, and I'm just going to produce a little force. It didn't take much, okay? She's chuckling. It's a common thing, okay? So what we're going to be doing is working on turning on that site, and it actually happens behind the head. So if you have the base of your skull, or think about the bottom of your hairline, you should feel a crest of that skull, okay? So I'll take fingertips with a cupped hand, and I'll just do a little scrub along that hairline or along that bottom of that skull. And go from the center all the way around behind the back of the ears. So you kind of get into the jawline structure eventually, right? And then once I get to that jawline structure, I want to take the supported thumb, put it right behind that jaw. There's a soft palate behind the jaw underneath the earlobe, right? And I just want to do a gentle but firm pressure towards the center of my eyes. So pushing forward with that pressure, right, into that soft palate. Now this is a very sensitive spot, so it's best for the athlete to do it on themselves to dictate how much, unless a practitioner is doing the reset for you, who knows exactly how much is okay, right? But you can kind of cause a lot of discomfort, and it can linger for a while if, somebody does too much, all right? So you're not trying to hurt yourself. With that said, it's not a comfortable spot to do this. So we'll do a quick demo on Mackenzie here, show you the activation. So usually I have them face down. I'll come and scrub along the back of that head, right underneath the base of the skull there. And it doesn't take very long, about 10 seconds to work my way towards the jaw. And then what I can do is I can start to get that pressure right behind the ear, behind that jaw, soft palate, a little bit of pressure. Now, if you're doing it on somebody, right, you're going to see them squirm. It's going to basically get that clear-headed feeling. And it's pretty intense reaction stuff. All right, so it's only meant to be done for 2 to 3 seconds max. After that, give them a break. Let them work it out. Okay? The jaw may feel a little funky, a little loose after that. But that's all we need to get that signal on, all right? So now what we do is get to test it. So we have her flex that leg. She's slightly lifted. I'm going to give her 3, 2, 1. Hold. And just like that, right? Very firm pressure. She's holding against it. So we know the glute that's the zone one